Well, wrestling fans, this is the one a lot of people have been waiting to see on this particular Best of Marc Ash. That's the pro debut match that you had back in 1989 against Rattlesnake Brooks.
That's right, the very first professional match I had, and it was against Rattlesnake Brooks.
Now, this Rattlesnake was a dangerous character back in those days because he was very unpredictable, and he was like a phantom crazy man is what he was.
Well, the man was definitely not right, that's for sure. There's no doubt about that whatsoever.
Rotan.
Okay, and Sneaky Pete Rotan was his manager.
Yep.
Let's listen to this.
162 pounds from Pleasure Island, North Carolina. It's the magnificent super rocker, Marc Ash.
It's just Marc Ash in those days. You wasn't mean yet, right?
Not yet. I think it was this match made me mean.
All righty. Little Steppenwolf going on there, and Rattlesnake Brooks still under a dog collar and a chain by Sneaky Pete, the manager there.
Eating out the trash can, brother.
He's eating out of the trash can, and of course, what we have right here, there you are, man. You have really put on some muscle since then, Mr. Mark.
Oh, definitely. Straight out of high school at this point, too.
This was your debut professional match. There's a lady getting a picture of that particular shot because she knew that was going to be a famous thing one day.
Exactly. This match is definitely pulled out from the archives of the Mean Marc Ash collection for this match.
All righty, you're watching the Best of Mean Marc Ash, and it's available at the website, StarProWrestlingDVDs.com. You'll see it coming across the screen in just a moment. You can also see Mark at Mean Marc Ash, that is marcash.com, and streaming video at ProWrestling.com.
At StarProWrestling.com.
Yeah, StarProWrestling.com. My mistake. My bust.
ProWrestling.com. That's competition.
I tell you, I hear you now. There he is. He's breaking you into it. He's got something he's choking you with, it looks like, right off the bat. And the referee's telling him to break it up. All right. He's breaking you in good. He just gave you a good body slam. He has choked you, and he has body slammed you in your first match ever. And did you have second thoughts after some of this took place?
Oh, none whatsoever. I mean, this is what I'd wanted to do my entire life, and you know, you got to realize this guy's probably been around a few years before I got there. So I mean, you got to realize that for him to survive in this business, he did what he had to do.
There you go. Well, one thing for sure, whoever booked this match figured that this was the time that you were going to learn whether you wanted to be a professional wrestler or not by putting you in the ring with this crazy man called Rattlesnake Brooks.
Exactly. This guy here is rough and stiff, so he hooks a clothesline, which brings you right, which makes, no way about it, it brings you down on the back of your head.
He tripped himself up in the ropes there, and he's trying to get himself back together. Is it true that your mom was there that night?
Oh, my mother was there, my grandfather was there, and I can't remember who else was there.
I think your dad was there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that too. I'm not sure if anyone else was there or not. You gotta realize at this point in the match, especially being your first match, I'm not thinking about who's out there.
Well, at this time, you got your hands full. You're trying to survive at this particular moment in time. All righty, there's a little offense from the man himself, Mean Marc Ash, in his first offensive move in his professional wrestling career, and he knocked the man right slam out of the ring. Was that a sight of things to come?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, check him out. Yes, you love wrestling now. The upper hand's cranked up there. Sneaky Pete, though, was a sneaky wrestler back in those days, and he's taking care of Rattlesnake, trying to get him to calm down, get him back together, get his thoughts back together, get him back in the ring with you. Rattlesnake was a formidable opponent. He's beaten a lot of wrestlers himself.
Well, absolutely. Rattlesnake was definitely a formidable opponent. There's no doubt about that. Tough as they come.
They tell me that even in the restrooms, he'd go use the public restrooms and run the people out.
Wouldn't surprise me in the least. And
oh, headbutt. Oh, that'll wake you up.
Well, I don't know about waking you up, but
I'm talking about waking you up to what you're in the middle of. Oh, there you go. Sunset flip. You were trying to work on him there, and you got him. Yes, you got him. Oh, but then he showed you that move of how to get out of it, right?
Exactly. You got to realize, I mean, I've seen
a neck breaker on you there.
I mean, Rick Rude finished many opponents off with that same move.
I think what happened though, he didn't have you good and crisp there. Well, one thing about Rattlesnake, he knew a lot of moves, but he was just so unorthodox. He didn't deliver all the power in them that most people could. Plus, he's a short wrestler too. He didn't have far to fall.
Well, he's a short wrestler, but like I said, he's a deranged individual. So when he nailed you with a good move, which he knew a lot of, he just didn't know how to follow up on it.
Well, he knows how to choke you with the tape on his wrist, I can tell you that.
He knows how to do that. And see, his referee knows how to distract the ref, too, his manager, I mean.
Yep, that's Sneaky Pete. He's telling him you should be counting, and he was cheating. I mean, you can tell he's not right there, I'll tell you. Oh, bingo. There's some slaps across the chest there, but I'll tell you one thing, all he did was just teach you how to deliver them, and later you became famous, just like old Wahoo, and he did with his tomahawk chop, you become famous with those chops of your own.
Exactly. None of the guys in the back want to get in the ring with me and Marc Ash if they know what chops
There's
coming.
Sneaky Pete trying to get you back in the ring because he feels like his wrestler has the upper hand on you at this moment. And, of course, there's a snap mare. Brought you over a lot easier then than he could now, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he brought the snap mare, the flying mare, as some people like to call it, and into a headlock. I had 3 years amateur wrestling experience going into this, so it's not like I was totally green.
There you go. And they tell me that you actually worked out with some wrestlers about a week before this match, some real wrestlers, is that right?
Oh, absolutely. And
Chief J. Eagle was one of your mentors back in those days, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was one of my original trainers. That's absolutely right. Now he's coming up with here's a move you don't see a lot of anymore, side suplex.
No, you don't see that very often anymore. But since then, you've worked with a lot of wrestlers like Nelson Royal, Ivan Koloff, Wahoo McDaniels, Pitbull Pittman, and not to mention all the greats from the ICW. You've been in the ring with them and learn every time you get out there, don't you?
Well, I don't care who you are or who you're in the ring with. You're going to learn something. Because even when you got a guy at his first match, you learn something.
There you go. Oh, there's a monkey flip. You got his attention with that one, and you're going to do it again. And Sneaky Pete grabbed him by his trunks and held him there, and you came off and hit your head in the middle of the mat there. And he's still got that tape coming from his wrist there. Referee should have took that out. But like I say, this was a small-town wrestling match. It's where you got your start, and that hurt.
Oh, that definitely hurt. Absolutely did hurt. He's got you doing while you're down. He's stomping on you.
This is Mean Marc Ash debut match from 1989. And, okay, flying body press there. The referee going down for the count. And he flipped you off there, and Sneaky Pete gets the referee's attention. And there's Rattlesnake Brooks coming back to you there, getting you in a body slam. You got him in a rollover. 1, 2. You had him in a small package there. And Sneaky Pete's trying to figure this out because he figured his man would have already had you out of here by now. This being your first match, he didn't think you were going to be as good as you were.
Oh, absolutely. His first match, he thought he was going to have he thought his man was going to have an easy night, to get a quick win. It's just not working out that way for him. Like I said, I had 3 years amateur background. I pretty much grew up on the insides of this business in some way, shape, or form.
People seem to forget that before you were a wrestler, you were a state taekwondo champion yourself.
Well, exactly. Like I said, in different aspects, I grew up inside this business in some way, shape, or form with the old like NAWA and IWA groups there in the Carolinas.
The old NAWA, the Shane brothers, I remember those boys.
Exactly, and that's the thing. I've been behind the scenes of this business quite a many years before I actually got in the ring.
Actually, you've been around wrestling since you were about, what, 10 or 11 years old?
Probably before that, because I don't remember a time that it ever come through town that I at least wasn't there as a spectator. So.
I remember you and your granddad used to wrestle outside the ring.
Exactly.
You're watching the best of Mean Marc Ash in the archives of the files there. And you're always available at StarProWrestlingDVDs.com. And of course, you can visit Mark himself at MarcAsh.com and keep up with all the ICW and independent wrestling events around the world at StarProWrestling.com. Okay, there you go. Reversed it on him there. If you could have got turned around and hooked his leg, you had him surprised. You could have possibly had him there, but being the veteran that he is, he was able to get out of that and was smart enough to get out of the ring when he knew he was hurt.
Oh, yeah, he was not expecting that cross body press. He thought he was throwing me into the turnbuckle to follow it up with something, and what happened was I leaped up onto that second rope and turned it around into a cross body press, and he wasn't expecting.
I think what was going on there that night also, Mark, your mentor, Chief J. Eagle, was in the dressing room with you prior to this match, and he'd wrestled this guy a couple of times, so he probably gave you a few pointers, didn't he?
Well, yeah, CJ Eagle was definitely very well experienced in what was going on with.
That's why they call him Sneaky Pete. When the referee had his back turned, he took his shoe off and smacked you side the head with it, while Rattlesnake had him sidetracked there. And I bet your mom was beside herself at this particular night.
Oh, I'm sure she was.
Oh. And there's Sneaky Pete still working on him, and it makes like he's rubbing you down when the referee turns around. He was a good manager.
Oh, he definitely was, and now stuffed in between the ropes. And that just makes you an open target for whatever Rattlesnake Brooks wants to throw at you here.
Now, this being your first match in 1989, I could probably tell you this, but a couple of weeks after this match, Sneaky Pete was up on his roof and fell off his roof and broke both his wrists.
Ouch.
At the same time, and that's the same time he gave up the wrestling business, when he broke both his arms. Oh, power slam there.
Well, see, right there.
He should have went for the pin right there.
Went for it.
But this is the move that.
It's not exactly the same. I do a corkscrew. He went straight into it.
I mean, he just plain missed you. I mean, that's all there was to it. He just plain missed you. And of course, this being your first match, this is your first big opportunity, and you got him in that sleeper hold that you were famous for in those first years.
Exactly. But you got to realize, even back then, when Marc Ash saw an opportunity, Marc Ash took it.
Uh-oh. Sneaky Pete got his. And the crowd really liked that, this being in your hometown, your debut match, and you got them both going on. You won the match by disqualification, I believe, when Sneaky Pete came into the ring, or did you win it outright on the sleeper hold?
No, I think it was a disqualification.
All righty. And, of course, they're really upset about that. And Rattlesnake Brooks, he wants some more, and Sneaky Pete says, "Nah, let's leave it alone. Let's come back another day." And Rattlesnake is really upset because it really is embarrassing to be beat by somebody in their first match. and there's Chief J. Eagle come to help you out there to make sure they kept it honest.
Ladies and gentlemen, the match is over.
And later on that night, he wrestled Mike Shapiro, I do believe, and was
The winner of
victorious.
the match by
I'm not real sure that
disqualification
far back
from
in what
Pleasure
else took
Island,
place in
North
the card.
Carolina, making his first professional
You've been
debut.
watching the best of Mean Marc Ash. More to come.